Spiritual gifts. When you Google them, Amazon comes up first with small angel figurines and praying hands necklaces. If you scroll down a little further, you find biblically inspired spiritual gifts, which include things like the spiritual gifts of administration and accounting. It's not exactly what I had in mind. The new film Melania is out in theaters now. Reminds me of Miriam Davies, who was maligned in her time for her relationship with William Randolph Hearst. Miriam was a lovely person, but she was invisible to the press because of their hatred for William Randolph Hearst. Miriam was one of the few silent film stars to transition to sound. She had a bad stutter, but she never stuttered when she was in front of the camera. It's hard to live in the world and be spiritual. A few of us can say my spirit and my voice combine. But if we're acting, we can give it a try. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. At Coffee Hour, we talk about everything and nothing. Recently, we talked about spiritual gifts, the difference between getting a sympathy card and an empathy card, moral outrage, ICE, and early voting. The readings at Washington National Cathedral were from Zephaniah. God isn't angry, we are. And from Corinthians, the some things become the nothings when we boast in the Lord. The sermon at Washington National Cathedral was by Dana Casello. She said, sometimes we can thrive even in our own oppression. Sometimes we want to scream, I'm mad as hell, and I won't take it anymore. The 1976 film Network witnesses a psychotic break. First, we need to get mad. None of us know what to do about inflation, oil prices, or the Russians. These were the concerns in 1976, and they still are now. It's easy to become complacent wherever we are in the narrative of history. We align what we want with justice because what we want is just. We show mercy to those who are wrong, and we practice humility because we're always right. Right about everything. It's a cross to bear. Dana said there are 613 commandments in the Bible. 248 of them are positive, 365 prohibit behaviors. There are things we should do and more things we shouldn't. We can err on the side of coming out ahead by doing nothing, watching the news as we stand in line for our latte at Starbucks. We've caused no harm in doing so. We're living our lives, and all we have to do is do nothing about it. Or we can go to the window now and scream. Do it now if it makes you feel better. And when you're done, you'll be ready, hopefully, to have an adult conversation with the Lord. He's waiting for your call. The sermon at St. James was by Stephen Balke. Stephen said justice is holding people accountable. Mercy is knowing when not to hold people accountable. And humility is knowing we're probably going to get that wrong. Stephen said growing up, his parents would often yell down the stairs, stop before someone gets hurt. Nobody wants fun to turn into tragedy. People are always coming to warn us. God sent Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, and we ignored them all and went off the rails instead. We're pretty good at that. We don't want the prophets to warn us because usually they'll make us look bad and we'll miss out on the fun. And when we do crash, we want someone to bail us out. We have the misguided notion that others are not our neighbors on one hand, and the misguided notion of providing sanctuary city status to others on the other hand. Hamas is trying to love their neighbors. And some are trying to be loving by being a card carrying member of the NRA. Others support reproductive rights. It's complicated loving our neighbors. That's why we have a constitution in this country, knowing when to hold people accountable and knowing when not to. Justice and mercy can be aligned and also in conflict. Walking humbly, we all have things to learn. People make all the difference. In a recent interview with Kristi Noem, she said in the past, the FBI and CIA and national intelligence agencies failed to be transparent or share information with each other. Nobody wanted to look bad. Often they were flying blind or worse. It wasn't a good look. The US is a Protestant nation. Roman Catholicism is the largest denomination, but all the Protestant denominations combined outnumber those. Perhaps Protestants are good at holding people accountable, and maybe Catholics are better at showing mercy and seeing the bigger picture and context. While ICE hunts people down in the pursuit of justice, more people have quietly self-deported in the meantime, while angry Karens kick cars and yell at agents. Holding people accountable for illegal entry is justice. Providing means to re-enter legally is mercy. And knowing that we're probably going to get it wrong is all about humility. At election training this week, they reminded us again that none of us are handwriting experts. And although Illinois is a signature verification state, we should hand people a ballot anyway. They said special instructions will be coming to us soon how to handle ICE should they arrive in the polling place. In Chicago, they say vote early and vote often. Everything you say and do will be held against you. It's not an indictment. It's a call for mercy. If you would like to join us at coffee hour, I will include my email in the description of this video. Be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.